Willow lobster pots. Where and how are they made? Who's making them? Is there a place for them in today's fishing? Let's go and have a look. Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to go and look at some willow. I've got a friend who makes willow pots for lobsters and crabs. I'm here at Shugsy's and Erin's place and they've got the willow plantations here. Hello, hello.
Hi Tom.
And what type of willow is this?
This is a hybrid willow and we're calling it crab pot willow.
He's got a few different varieties on the go.
So I'm Erin. This is the material we're using for the majority of the willow in our pots.
So this one's a different willow to this crab pot willow that we've just been looking at.
Yeah, this yellow one is, it's not quite as flexible as this one.
Okay, so this is for the bars in the pot.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We're using lighter stuff for the binding and then different stuff again in the bases.
Nice. It's an art.
Yeah.
And how long does it take you to make a pot, do you reckon, on average? I mean, obviously you guys are still learning and everything, but...
A day at the minute.
A day,
not a full day, but...
It's quite an investment of time, isn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do more than one a day at the minute.
With Shags here, we're just discussing the willow.
This enclosure was planted 2 years ago now.
Okay.
Yeah, so here we have a stall which is only in its second year.
Coppicing, are we? Yeah, okay.
This stall has done 2 summers.
Okay.
And it's producing from that.
Yeah.
That's what was put in there.
Wow.
2 years ago now.
You just cut it off as a cutting like that?
So a foot long, halfway in the ground.
Yeah.
The summer before last was its first summer, and it produced each one of these cuttings produced probably 3 whips, 3 of these. And then this time last year, we cut them right back, those 3 whips. They produced, you can see here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 whips.
This is a very good crop to be growing, really, because it's nice and fast. It's very sustainable. We can like harvest this every year.
Absolutely. We're coppicing it now. We're getting probably 9 whips off each stall. Each one of these.
Okay, great. And you've got 800 of them.
There's 820. Yeah, we're up to probably 7,000 whips.
Wow.
In this one enclosure. These fellas are the children from the other enclosure.
Oh, you've got another enclosure on the go as well,
we've got 4 enclosures. So we started off about 8 years ago with the first enclosure, and now we're populating, we're growing.
And the plan was always to do pots with it, hence crab pot willow, I take it.
Yeah, that's right. Our mentor, David Harrison down at Gweek.
Okay, great,
who's the real deal. He fished with his uncle out of Cadgwith in the 50s and 60s, and he has a very good video actually on YouTube about making pots. So he came and taught us how to make the pots.
Fantastic.
And approved our willow.
Explaining that the longer whips are more useful for the main stanchions of the pots and the smaller whips are better for tying it all in.
Yeah, so you can see we've got the finer stuff which will do for the bind. I'll show you in a minute. It works well for the binding around the edge of the pot, the spiral weave, whereas this sort of thing works well for the bars of the pot.
I'm with you. Okay. Erin's kindly show us around.
Yeah, so these are two tops that I've just finished that are on the jigs.
Okay.
So they're ready to be now turned over, and then we'll put the bottoms in.
So it's done in stages by the looks of it, like
Yeah, you start with the neck here.
Yeah.
And then fold the bars down until you create the depth of the pot you want.
So you've made a jig there, is it, almost, so the pegs sit in it to work with? Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so the jig, it has 12 holes.
Yeah.
And you can have different diameters for trying to catch different things, different size crabs or lobsters.
Ah, so this is a jig here.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
So that's an 8-inch on the outside and
Okay.
and a 6.5-inch on the inside.
Cool. And what's best for lobsters?
We've been going for a smaller diameter for lobsters, mainly because we don't want to end up with a big brown crab in there with them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We don't want any fighting going. There's something about willow that they like, because it's a natural thing down there.
Yeah.
And we've heard that if you buy a new modern pot, it has to be sort of seasoned before you can even fish it.
That's really interesting because
they can taste it.
As divers, we find pots sometimes, and a friend of mine sells them back to fishermen.
Yeah.
And he says that they really like to buy the old ones because they fish better. Yeah. So that's probably that's interesting.
And it makes sense because plastic's horrible, isn't it? We can smell it, they can smell it. And then spin them over and bend these over and create the bottom.
Oh man! So now I see what you're saying. Like if one snaps now, it's like that's the real hassle. Like
so you've got to be using the right type of willow. It's just knowing how to work it, how it bends, how it wants to go. So I'm fairly confident that all of these will go down without snapping.
Nice. Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah. No, but that's cool. I'm sure they will. This is the base of one of the pots here.
With a hazel pot stick through the middle. So this is like a Cadgwith style pot with a heavy shim, which should take a lot of the rough and tumble when he's on the bed. The styles vary incredibly. We were working with some guys from Gorenhaven, a lot different, lighter weight pot. Like I say, this is like a lizard style pot.
We've got some pretty rough ground, haven't we? Rough weather as well. That is cool. To be honest with you, they're feeling really rugged. These pots feel solid. That's a serious piece of kit, that. So yeah, look forward to having a go with them. Shugs and Aaron have given us a couple of wicker pots. I've got 2 to try. This pot here is a slightly larger pot. It's got a bigger mouth on it. And this one here is a smaller mouth on it. So let's see how they get on. Made a little bridle up for these pots. I've gone through this bit down here because it's nice and tough. And I've gone through here so that when we pick the pot up, it kind of doesn't tip out. I don't know if you can see, but I've put some sash weights in here. That's to weight the pot down. This is our bait for the pots. It's been in the freezer. It's just an amalgamation of guts and mackerel and bits and pieces. This is our bait bag inside the pot. I've just strapped it up inside. Also rigged a GoPro inside the pot here. It'd be cool if we get some footage of a lobster going in one of the pots. As the pot hit the water, you can see the loose bit of fish here. We found it on the deck and put it in the pot just before we threw it over the side. Bit of a waste of time really, as it went straight out the window. This is the pot on the seabed now. Good fish test for you. Do you know what these fish are? Here we go. Here's a customer. This is our first lobster interested in the pot. You can see his antennae there, or one of them, and a claw just about. He's obviously smelt the pot and come for an investigation. This is about an hour into the pot being on the seabed, and here he is testing the bars almost. So the first little grip of it, and then he has another go, and a bit more force in that one. If you look on the right hand side of the screen, you can see the lobster's claw there, and this is where the bait bag is. So this lobster's discovered the side of the pot with the bait on it. And all this murk in the water, to me, I think he's disturbed the bait from the outside and he's released some of it into the water there. Here's the lobster again, climbing on top of the pot this time. So I thought we were actually going to catch him looking at this. And he's climbing around on top, having a look. And over the side it goes. No, didn't go in the pot. I think if the pot had been in longer, we would have caught that lobster. Next up, we had this little conger eel come over. It must have been drawn to the smell. They have strong sense of smell and taste. Very smelly baits normally catch a conger eel. This one's obviously interested in the pot. Shame he didn't go inside the pot, that would have been cool. It's not a very big eel. Oh, don't see much in that one. Nothing left in this one. Still got some bait though, maybe it needed longer to fish. First one's a blank, but we didn't leave it to soak very long. Let's go get the other one. We'll see what that one's doing. So it's a blank on pot number 2 as well. Yeah, interesting. They're nice pots though. I think in all honesty they need longer to soak. They've probably been in since about 8 o'clock this morning, so that's like 6 hours. It's one tide. It's probably not long enough, to be honest with you. I definitely think they need longer to soak. But with this bad weather coming in, I don't really want to leave these pots out. So I think, yeah, it's probably best we pull them out. But we'll give them another go, definitely. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you want to. And yeah, more to come.